Hi, I'm Graham Noble, and I'm Chief Creative Officer at TMW Unlimited. The initial brief was to launch Simple's new brand purpose, which was being kind to skin and the planet and to people, and to do that in a way that was relevant to our Gen Z audience. People know about Simple being kind to skin, but to launch that new sort of brand purpose about being kind to people, we needed to do that in a way that was relevant and not just another kind of like another meaningless hashtag from another brand. So we worked with a charity called Ditch the Label, and they kind of help people with online bullying. And we discovered that actually 1 in 3 young people suffer from online bullying, which is obviously a really serious problem. And that was the kind of problem they decided to tackle. If you're doing brand purpose, you've got to think, is there that human truth there? And the human truth in this case was, should we be kinder to each other, especially online? Obviously, yes. Is that a brand truth? Well, Simple has always been known for being kind. So it's kind of a logical progression to say not just be kind to skin, but kind to yourself and others. And we worked with Little Mix on this, who are the world's biggest girl band, and they had suffered online abuse themselves and actually been involved in like a BBC documentary about that. So they fitted it. And of course, partnering with Ditch the Label means you are genuinely doing something. So I think when all those stars align, it means that you've got a campaign that really comes together. It was actually part of a second year we worked with Little Mix. We worked with Little Mix the year before with a big Simple project, which was kind of like the precursor of this. It was kind of like promoting kindness. But this year was all about taking that partnership and really taking it on to the next level. I think a lot of it was about being a brand that does stuff, not just a brand that kind of says stuff. So, and I think they seemed like a really good fit, because actually working with them, they are genuinely nice people, and anyone who's been on a few shoots will know that that's not always the case, but they are a genuinely nice bunch, and they had suffered and spoke out about online bullying, so it seemed like a really good fit. So we wanted to do something that was really simple but really impactful, and that's how the main idea came about, which was wiping away hate and choosing kindness. So that's such a really simple message at the start: wipe away hate. Social media is obviously the natural platform for this, because we are talking about online bullying, and that's where most of our Gen Z audience go. So we made sure that each asset we produced was really tailored to a particular social channel. So we did limited edition on-pack stuff, which is really interesting. So it really ties together. But we also did stuff on Instagram. So we did some Giphy stickers. We did stuff for Snapchats, which was a sort of specific lens, so people could be surrounded by great words, which come across, if you like to see the campaign video. The whole point was that we wiped away sort of like negative words and replaced them with positive words. So that kind of made sense with that. On social, places like Instagram and Facebook as well, we were able to do a really nice launch video, which kind of got across the idea of this thing about wiping away hate and choosing kindness, which led through to a bespoke hub, where our Gen Z audience could get real advice from genuine mentors. So we really use the platforms, I think, to their best ability in all cases. You should never just kind of think, oh, well, it's social, well, it's going to work across that and work across that. It's got to kind of do the right thing per platform, if you like. So the launch video was quite interesting. We basically had a wall of hateful words like troll and stuff like that you'd see online, and they were very starkly art directed, if you like, and just sort of black lettering, black and white lettering in Helvetica. And then the girls kind of basically attacked it with paint and sort of smashed those kind of hard words together. So we had things like perspex over the lens of the cameras, which meant they could kind of like write straight onto the camera, if you like. So we ended up having a wall full of, kind of kind words, and they were lots of different colours. They were stenciled, they were sprayed, they were written. So you had a real contrast between starting off with this kind of quite stark wall of hate, which is Helvetica, to having this really colourful wall of kindness at the end of it. So that was our launch video that took you directly through to Ditch the Label's site, where you could get help. But I think what we wanted to do is continue on that brand do, not just brand say track, if you like. So the second phase was on Twitter. We had a sort of chatbot on Twitter where you could talk directly to people, again, via Twitter. But the interesting thing was that because we know that Little Mix had been through similar things, that they were happy to talk about their experiences. So we shot this very differently. I think if you are in that kind of situation where you are being bullied, knowing that someone else, particularly people like Little Mix, have been through it, it gives you a good role model to get through the other side, if you like. if you're talking about a brand purpose, was that I mentioned we teamed up with Ditch the Label, and they were able to give real advice to people, not just to kind of like, hey, there's a hashtag, well, isn't that brilliant? There was actually real advice. And I think one person every 9 minutes after the campaign got in touch with Ditch the Label. That's the brand having a real positive impact, and not just a sort of pretty campaign, if you like. We were crucially the top of mind skincare brand in the category. It wasn't just a sort of broadcast message. It was a broadcast that took you somewhere and then allowed you to do something about it. We've actually just sort of completed year 3. Which is great. So again, we're always trying to take it on like a step further, if you like. So if year 1 was kind of introducing the partnership and the idea of being kind, year 2 we've just been talking about was, you know, wiping away hate and choosing kindness. This year is kind of taking it on a step more, if you like, to almost create a movement.